Hi folks, it's Jim. Great Books, Big Ideas. It's Friday, June 14th. Time for another Friday Reads. A little update on what I've been up to with reading. And I'd like to share just a couple things. I've actually been most active with this book, Ulysses by James Joyce. June is the perfect month to read Ulysses. We're coming up on June 16th, Bloomsday. I wanted to finish the novel by June 16th, but I don't think I'm going to quite get there. I'm actually making great progress. I'm reading this every day. It's my bedtime reads. Sometimes I get to it in the afternoon. I think it's a great way to read Ulysses, is just to sort of plow right through it and try to read a chapter at a time. I'm currently in the Circe chapter, which is, I guess, the longest one in the novel, so the one a day plan has been shot to hell. But what a fascinating chapter that is. I'll do not a full review of it when I'm finished with it, but I'd like to reserve a lot of my comments for another time on Ulysses. But one of the great 20th century modernist novels, a tour de force. This is my second time going fully through it, and I am enjoying it a heck of a lot more than the first time I read it. It's still a difficult read, no doubt about it, but just what are you going to say? The guy was a genius. Also, I've been reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and I'm about a good third of the way through it, I would say. It has taken a back seat to Ulysses because I'm really trying to make a push to get through that one. I don't want it hanging over my head. But To Kill a Mockingbird is going along well. I'm not sure what I expected from this book. This is my first time reading it. But great childhood memories of growing up in Alabama, this interesting family, the brother and the sister, and the father, Atticus. And we're getting into some plot complications now, and I think the novel is going to start getting a little bit more dramatic. Right now it's a lot of childhood memories, and so in a weird way it reminds me of a book like Tom Sawyer, just like sort of a book about childhood. But I think we're in for some more interesting stuff to come as race enters into the picture more prominently. But To Kill a Mockingbird, going along well. What else have I been reading? This is a book I picked up at the little free library, and it's a travel book, and it's called A Pocket Guide to the Wild Atlantic Way, Ireland's Amazing Coastal Trail. It goes along nicely with Ulysses, although Ulysses is set in Dublin on the east side. This is all about the west coast of Ireland, and I had the privilege of visiting Ireland once with a high school friend. We went after we graduated from college and spent a few days over there. And lots of happy memories of being there. I would love to get back someday. This is a very easy to read book and has gorgeous photos. So it's basically just a little travel guide, very easy to read, and lots of eye candy. And because I don't travel a whole lot anymore, I'm just enjoying traveling virtually by way of a book. So I'll finish this probably in a few days, and then I'll donate it back to the little free library. The other book I've been dipping in and out of, I'm not too far into it yet, but Stephen King, Bag of Bones. And this is a lot of fun so far. It's really interesting. It's about the premise is the guy's about a writer, and he's sort of like a best-selling author, not top tier, but like mid-tier best-selling author. And he's suffering from writer's block for the first time because his wife suddenly dropped dead outside of a drugstore in a parking lot. And he's been now being sort of haunted by that. And somehow the lake house that they own, which he hasn't visited in quite a while, is figuring into his dreams and nightmares. So we'll see where this goes. I think it's going to be, your typical Stephen King creep fest, but it's reads so easily. It's like in that regard, it's a fun book to read. I'm kind of jealous of how fluid Stephen King is with his prose. He just seems to have such a knack for voice, and but ultimately, I'm not envious. I'm just drinking it up and enjoying it. So I think when I finish Ulysses, I'll probably make more headway into this guy, and then also make a push to finish To Kill a Mockingbird. And there's a ton of other books out there on the shelves to get into, but I'll get into those on another update. So right now it's all about this big fish, Ulysses. I'm in the Circe chapter, having a ball with this novel, letting it wash over me, and I'm picking up a lot more on the second time around than I got the first time around. It helps to have read a lot more books. It helps to have more experience, and you know, it's just a trip. The one day in the life of Leopold Bloom and Stephen Dedalus. I know a lot of other people are reading Ulysses this June, so if you are a fellow traveler in that regard, let me know how it's going for you. Like I said, I'd like to be done by the 16th, but I kind of doubt that's going to happen. It might be a couple of days after that. We'll see. Anyway, hope everyone's well. It's hot here in southeast Pennsylvania. We're due for a major heat wave next week. I think the heat dome is on the way, but we'll just try to stay cool and keep reading great books. Thanks. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe or like the video. It helps build the audience, and I hope to come back soon. Bye-bye.